How do we feel? Let's see how tonight goes. But on Sundays they do a Dungeons and Dragons game, and I'm worried that you can hear it in the background when I'm recording.
Oh, okay.
And they do it with like 8 other people.
So
So
they're
if I
having
were
a party.
but like the thing is, if I try to tell them to change it to a different day, then it's like 8 different people
It's
that
like
they have to
Yeah.
asking
arrange.
it's like asking Eddie Munson to reschedule the Cult of Vecna.
Exactly, you get it. So I'm wondering if at some point, if depending on how it sounds, maybe we can go back to Mondays.
Yeah.
That
That's
way we
fine.
can also enjoy our full weekends too. But it just depends on how it goes tonight too.
Right.
Hello?
Is
Oh
it
shit.
Joe? No. I
I
love
know,
making that
right?
joke when someone's phone goes off. Joe,
I
hello?
wish.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna turn
I
this light off.
wish.
I'm gonna turn this light off, see if
Hey.
it's any better.
Okay. Um, did we like do any
I
research?
just
Take a
got your
note?
text message, Shannon. Are you a Tamlin girly?
Well, I'm still in the beginning. I just got to the part where he sends her away, and I was like, I'm dead inside. And she got to go
Oh,
back
he
to
sends
her.
her
You
Tam.
got
to
to
her
like,
Little
family?
Tam Tam.
yeah, and you could tell she's just like, I don't want to fucking be here. Like,
You better hold on to your knickers, girl.
It's child's play compared to what you got coming
I
up.
know, I'm excited because I was actually talking to Adam, and I was like, there's no sex yet. It was like a slow burn for a while, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I got to the part
Oh,
where they're at the
babe.
party, and he's like, that was really fucked up, by the way. He kind of seduced her and was like, "Don't disobey me ever again." It's like, you fucker.
See, like me on the other hand, I was like, yes, daddy.
I was on the same boat. I was like,
No, it
anyways,
was
we
very
gotta
hot,
save
but
this
then he
for.
did it just to prove a point, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. See, the
I
the
did some
red flags have always
research.
been there.
Oh, fabulous.
This is my research.
Well, I did my own research
I've
because we're
got
coming with our
notes.
own people, right?
I've
Because
got
I am
notes.
ready and raring to go.
My,
Do you wanna hear my list of men?
No, I kind
It
of want
is.
them to be a surprise because I kind of like the reactions on
Oh my
who
God.
we bring up, right?
Absolutely. How are you
Yeah.
doing, Shannon? Did you get some?
yes. I mainly wanted to kind of look at, like, it's crazy. There isn't a lot out there about male gaze men being female gaze besides, like, a couple BuzzFeed lists are like female gaze men, and like Chris Evans is mentioned on there, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah. But it's like there isn't a lot out there on the subject that we're about to talk about. So I think that's pretty cool that we get to be the ones to open that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can make
Before we
both
get
arguments to that. Yeah, go ahead.
before we get started, Shannon, your mic is cutting in and out again.
I have the proper one hooked up. So
I mean, if it's recording, it's fine. Just like at some point, it's just gonna cut in and out.
I just don't know why it's
Um,
doing that because I switched my mic to the proper thing, so I don't know why. Like, it's this one that's hooked up to Discord, my Snowball,
yeah, I don't
which
know
is
what
the
to
way it
tell you.
was. I just don't know why that's happening now because that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. All right, ladies. I'm excited.
Oh, hold on.
I feel like this is gonna be a really, really good episode.
Me too.
Here we go. There we go. I just closed out of Discord by accident. What was that?
I don't know.
I was texting my mom and then I heard I looked up and I was like, what the fuck?
That almost reminds me of today. A coworker calls me. Well, they kind of all call me Shanana because of Welcome to the Jungle. He goes Shanana,
Oh, yeah.
and the girl's name is Lola. So I was like, if I do that to you, it's.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
We got everything
We
you
got
want.
everything you want.
Yeah.
Um, let's see.
I'm ready.
Are we recording? Let's do one thing that Angie and I have been doing this when we're recording, and it works really well when it comes to lining up the audios.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So when you hit record, stay quiet for 10 seconds and then clap. And then when it automatically lines up the audio, it'll line it up according to the clap.
Ooh, love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. That's just, I don't know. That's what
Excuse
she
me.
does every time. So,
I think we should do that. That's great.
um, and it doesn't matter if we all do it at the same time or not, but, well, I guess it does, but do we just hit record on three and then, you know,
Okay.
wait, are we ready?
Yep, tell me when to go.
Okay, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then say go. And then when I say go, you hit record.
Okay.
And then you stay quiet. And then at 10 seconds, clap. Right?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, Marnie.
Not the fucking dog coming in to fuck me over every time. Every time I need it to be quiet.
He just
Marnie!
wants to be a quintessential.
Like, oh yeah, I'll help you align your audio.
Jesus Christ. I'm so annoyed. Anyways, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, are we just jumping into it? I just also realized that we didn't even like say, okay, let's start. We just said,
Oh yeah, we didn't plan anything.
hey,
Hello.
we are a bit rusty.
Buenos dias.
It was so fun, like getting to release this last episode. Shannon did a new logo. Our new song went really well. Everything's been like super good.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Anyways, how are you guys? I've missed you. In the last 7 days, we haven't done this.
I know, right?
What have you guys been up to? Danielle, I know you had a very exciting Saturday night.
Oh my God, there's a squirrel outside. Hello?
Did you just squirrel, but like with a literal squirrel?
Like an
Squirrel.
actual squirrel. I squirreled with the squirrel.
She squirreled with a squirrel.
I went to see Stevie Nicks and Billy Joel last night at Arrowhead Stadium, and it was. Listen, I grew up listening to that music with my mom, and she always told me like Gypsy was my soul song, and
Yeah.
hearing it live, I cried.
Oh.
Seeing her in the flesh, breathing her same air was
Isn't that
bucket
crazy?
list.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's so funny because like you think about things like that whenever it comes to being around like your idols or celebrities that you really aspire to like meet one day. Like I remember when we were in New Orleans, we had a moment where we were like, Joe is in this same exact building.
Yeah.
We're in the same building. And
Yeah.
that shit just like boggles in my mind. And then, I mean, you still get that same feeling when you go to concerts like that too, you
Yeah.
know? So that's awesome. So what was like your favorite part of the concert?
Well, I can tell you my least favorite part first, and it was the fact that it was the actual gates of hell last night. It was like 147 degrees outside, and I think I
What?
shed 23 pounds of just sweat from my body.
Yeah.
But the best part of last night is my sister. She, I swear to you, carries around fairy dust and unicorns, and she is just an aura of rainbows because this happens to us. This is not the first time something like this has happened. She got us upgraded to floor seats. Like security
Wow.
came up to me and came up to my sister and said, "You guys look like you're having so much fun. And do you want these?" And just like handed us the freaking wristbands. And we put them on, and my mom was, because she only had two. My mom's like, "I'm gonna stay here," and I said, "No, like Leslie, go." And she was like, "Well, I'll give you two the wristbands, and then I'll give your mom a security wristband." And so she got to come down there with us, and walking up while Rihanna was playing,
Oh, that's my favorite song.
out of body experience.
No fucking way. Like you're
Yeah.
walking up closer to them, like just like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
It was
D.
wild. I had such a good time. It was amazing. Billy Joel was great. Um, but definitely checking that one off my bucket list. To share that with my mom and my sister was just unbelievable. I had such a good time.
I love
Oh.
that. That's
Yeah.
awesome. How was your week, Shannon? What'd you get into? Again.
Yeah, just working and yeah, just been like chilling at home, just trying to I feel like I've been dealing with like a burnout that I'm trying to get
Yeah.
out of.
Yeah.
So I get a little executive dysfunction when I get home and I'm just laying there like scrolling on my phone. So, you
I
know,
hear that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody
Cool,
needs those
cool.
days though. You've kind of got to recharge sometimes.
Yes.
indeed.
So we have quite the most exciting. Do we want to talk about anything else before we keep going?
Your week, like you always forget
Oh,
about yourself.
I don't know why. Nothing. Nothing really exciting. Nothing exciting. I will say this. Like I have spent a ridiculous amount of time like getting ready to like do stuff, and then I don't do it. It's like that ADHD sort of like frozen moment, you know?
Yeah.
But like for the last 48 hours I've been at my house and I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to go to the gym or I'm getting ready to clean the room or I'm getting ready to do this. And then I just, nothing, not a singular fucking thing. So today I finally took my ADHD medication. I was like, if I don't fucking clean, I'm gonna fucking just go. Nothing will happen. So I've been reading and I've been cleaning and I've been making new friends and everything's fine. Oh, and then dating sucks. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That's just going to
That's
be a
it.
common theme, I feel like, through this season for me and Laura is just how terrible dating is in your
Dating is
30s.
awful. Dating is awful. Truly just like the gates of hell awful. I did though. I actually did do something on Friday. All right, I went to my first EDM concert on Wednesday. That was so fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was this artist called Jai Wolf. When I tell you, I was like, wow, I can't believe I've gone 30 years not going to a singular fucking EDM concert. It was pretty tame from what I understand by comparison. So I don't know. I might try and step it up next time just to see what happens. But it was really good. He was a really great artist. And then on Friday, I did go out and I gave a stranger a ride home. That was really dangerous. Yeah.
Just living your life on the edge at any given moment, Laura.
Honestly, this guy just looks so sad and his friends left him and I was trying to help him get an Uber home. And like his Uber app wasn't working and neither was mine because I was just and then I was like, let me just fucking take you home.
So-
It's just stupid. It was very dangerous, but you know what? It's fine. He was like, I can pay you. I was like, just buy someone coffee in the morning. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah.
You know,
Pay it
so
forward.
pay it forward tomorrow. Anyways, so on that note, let's talk about men.
Yes, please.
By the way, can I just mention my angle that I've chosen? I just have all of my diplomas just hanging over here.
Incredible. I have no
Love that.
diplomas. I have my frames that I've been meaning to hang up for like the last year. Literally just sitting right there. That's all I got going on for me right now.
I know I need to hang my pictures up since I've moved in since June. So,
Dude, can we talk about something that's missing that we have not seen? Is where the fuck is Jeffrey? Where's Jeffrey? Thank you.
There he is.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for coming
Hello.
back.
Yeah.
We missed you so.
Oh, my face is messed up. Here we go. Hi. Hi. I have missed you so much.
So if you're just listening, Shannon has this like Jeffrey Goldblum pillowcase. Anyways, so I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm malfunctioning, you guys. It's not my fault. It's fine. We're good. Let's progress. Anyways, men.
Men.
manly men.
You don't need a transition song today. This was our transition.
That's it. It's you doing that.
Absolutely.
I found this
You may be asking-
quote. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, please. I want to know your quote.
In an article from the Swaddle, they quoted said the New Yorker notes how at this moment, on the one hand, there are
Huh?
those. Can you hear me?
What? No, I broke up. What did the article say?
Oh, so sad.
I barely got in it. Okay. Um. So it's basically saying there's one side of. I hear that. That was weird.
The sporter,
Oh.
little guy with small dick syndrome out here, revving his engines.
I'm sorry, it just like scared me. So it's basically the quote is saying like there's the side of like the male gaze, basically muscular, buff,
Well,
whatever.
let me introduce the episode before you get into all that.
Okay.
Let me like what we're going to talk about. Actually, so okay, so for this, naturally, what we are doing with this whole thing is just talking about men that fit the female gaze category. And with that, what we've been trying to do is kind of just avoid the topic of like conventionally attractive men, the kind that are like just hot and talented and therefore are kind of, okay, I hate to say it like this. Don't judge me. Right. But if you're just like hot and you are an actor, and if you're just hot and an actor, I think that's like, what else? What more about you is going to make me like completely obsessed with you? So anyways, but this episode, we want to dedicate it to those people, right? To the people that are conventionally attractive. And boy, do we have a list for you. But Shannon, you had something that you wanted to talk about with the male gaze versus the female gaze.
Well, it's basically a quote saying how like the male gaze is like the men that are super masculine, they think that's what the women want. But then there's another part where it's like, well, some like the softer kind of masculinity or soft boys, but then the female gaze written by men walk right in the middle perfectly. Just
Right.
perfectly walking like a fine line, and they said that's basically what men written by women basically means. It's just kind of toggling between the two, because if you look at they're masculine, but there's something like really thoughtful
Soft,
and
yep.
amazing about them that kind of makes them attractive to us more than just like looks, if that makes sense.
Right. Because at the end of the day, and it's so funny because I think that you always see like men at the gym working out like really, and my thing about it is like, do they actually get in like crazy shape to like gain? They don't get in shape for women, they get in shape for themselves. It's like the same thing with women. When women get dressed, they don't get dressed for you know men, they get dressed for themselves. And let me tell you, absolutely nothing is more satisfying or gratifying than a non-male, non-cis male paying you a compliment about what you're wearing.
Yeah.
This is the most satisfying thing. But you're absolutely correct. It's the fucking the line between like a great emotionally available personality and looks. That line, sure, absolutely is the female gaze, and I love it. But let's talk about some guys.
Danielle.
Go ahead, D. I know you have a list.
I have such a list.
Wait,
Like, are you kidding?
this is my wait. I wrote a whole. I've Post-its. I have so many Post-its. I'm trying to work through. So there you go. Tell me more.
Do you want me just to start rambling them off, or like, how are we handling this type
I
of
don't
situation?
know. How do we do? Okay, I think we each just like do one and we just go in a circle.
Okay.
Do you want to just set it off with like your first nominee for conventionally attractive person that we're talking about today?
Yeah. I'm gonna go for probably one of the first 5 people that pops into everybody's mind when they hear of conventionally attractive men, and that is none other than Ryan Reynolds. Listen, that man is a golden retriever. Like, I'm not kidding you. Everything about him hugs that fine line. He is conventionally attractive, but I love him because of all of his unconventional traits. His
Yes.
sense of humor,
Yes.
the way he treats his wife, the way he looks at his wife and other women with such adoration.
Yeah.
Every single film that man has made has been the same exact character, but I eat them up every
Every
single
time.
time.
Like it's a brand new, like groundbreaking character.
Like, oh my God, Ryan, this movie was life-changing. You did such a great job.
Do you guys know the
When
first
was the
thing I?
first?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead,
No,
please.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say the first thing I ever saw him in was in Blade Trinity, and he had that beard, and he was chained to the floor,
Yes.
and you got to see the veins in his V.
That not.
That changed something in me, my brain chemistry, when I saw that as a young teenager child.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Yes. I remember him in Blade Trinity. Holy shit. I completely forgot he was in that. That was the first time I saw it. I thought the first movie I'd ever seen him in was Amityville Horror.
Ooh,
That's what I was about to segue into, because, like,
Hello? And like the thing is, like back then, we didn't know Ryan Reynolds the way we know him now. He was
right.
just a big dumb himbo, you know? You
Himbo, I
know,
love
like a
it.
hot, like okay actor. And then
Yeah.
like personalities, social media personalities come out.
he's amazing, and he can do no wrong. Like, I don't care if the world cancels him someday, which I, knock on wood, don't ever want that to happen, but I will still stand behind him
Yeah.
as a faithful follower.
There are a lot of men that also agree with this. Like I think Ryan Reynolds is a perfect example of being perfectly in the middle of the female gaze and the male gaze. But the thing is, that's like that's exactly what it is, right? Like men love him for entirely different reasons than women love him. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because he's just a cool fucking guy to men.
Yeah.
Right.
And sure, like some men will sit there and be like, yeah, he's beautiful. But women will be like, oh my God, he's hot. But also, we just love the way he talks about Blake and the way he like worships his family and how he's just a family man and he's fucking hilarious. And I mean, like, yeah. Also, Blake Lively. I mean, what a woman.
What?
Yeah.
What a woman. And I mean, she's like hilarious. I feel like they're made for each other, honestly.
Yeah, they are literally each other's versions. Like, Blake Lively is the Ryan Reynolds version of a man, and Ryan
Yes.
Reynolds is the Blake Lively version of a woman. I love
weird.
that.
I love them so much. They're fucking
Great.
fabulous. Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't wait for Deadpool.
Me neither.
And well, I guess we're not talking about upcoming films.
Oh yeah, we
I
can't.
can
Huh?
say we're excited about them. We just won't promote them. But
Yeah. I mean,
my
the fact,
score, though,
go ahead.
you go ahead.
I was gonna say, the fact that like it's Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine again, and how he's been trying to do this. Did you see how he made the announcement? How they made that announcement?
Yeah, they're like, I used it for a template for our podcast. I was like,
Yeah.
we've gathered. You have questions, so do we.
Yes. Well, and so there was that one, and then there was another one where he was like pretending to answer questions, and one of the questions was like, would Hugh Jackman ever play Wolverine again? And Ryan Reynolds was like, I don't know, Hugh, would you ever do Wolverine again? He was like, sure. And then he just like walked randomly, like it was like nobody expected him to come out. He just walked up a flight of
Yeah.
stairs, like, yep, sure, let's do it.
was
And that was it. That's
amazing.
how they announced it.
I love that. But I give Ryan Reynolds a 10 out of 10.
Shannon, what's up?
I don't know if you guys know this. Well, you probably know. Alanis Morissette and Ryan Reynolds dated, and
Oh yeah, I know that.
Alanis Morissette wrote a song about their breakup. It's called
No.
it's called Torch. And I was reading the lyrics and I was like, "Oh my god," because we all know how much of a poet she is. She said, "I miss your smell and your style and your pure abiding way. Miss your approach to life and your body in my bed. Miss your take on anything and the music you would play. Miss cracking up and wrestling in our debriefs at end of day."
That sounds like an emotionally available man. You know what I mean? Like maybe their breakup was like really just like amicable.
It could have been
Was it
totally
amicable?
like their schedules probably, you know, if she's touring and he's acting, like when would they have time together? It could have possibly been that.
That's just the thing. If Alanis Morissette is writing a song about you, then you 1000% fit into the female gaze.
Yeah, and she doesn't
Like,
hate
it's-
you. You know, she actually still likes you. Unlike you ought to know.
Exactly. Exactly. If she doesn't write a diss track about you,
I
then you're
know.
good. You're
Yeah.
good.
Not to add fuel to the fire, but Alanis Morissette has mentioned Ryan Reynolds in a couple of her songs. Like
Oh.
Oh,
the song Ironic, the lyrics, meeting the man of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. It's in regards to Ryan Reynolds when he got with Blake Lively. I know. I
wait,
Are
know.
you sure? Because that's.
that
I'm
song came
reading it right
out
here on the
way
Oh,
internet.
just
after.
okay. Because I was just thinking the song was, I don't know, came out a while ago, but
Hold on. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the internet's lying. I
I
don't know
think
who
that
she would have
Ironic
been.
came out in 96.
Oh, then maybe it isn't. Okay, cut that then. Whatever.
Yeah. No, no, no. I don't think that's
Cool.
what that was about. But I feel I like that that's the when did they date? I wonder.
I just Googled Alanis Morissette, Ryan Reynolds, ironic song, and all of them are articles about their relationship and how that song is about it. But it's okay. We can just cut that if it's not factual.
they dated from. Oh, they had a 6-year relationship ending in 2008. So,
Oh.
so 2002 they started, maybe.
So who was she dating in 96?
Um,
Who did it?
the guy from Full House. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I love Ironic though.
Me too.
Anyways, so we love Ryan Reynolds, all personality. And first of all, Aviation Gin.
So
Have you
good.
tried it? It's so fucking good.
I am not a gin drinker, and when I bartended, we actually got a shipment in when it first came out, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna have to try this. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds." And going into the drink, thinking I don't like gin. I think it tastes like Christmas trees. I was like, "And this is so good."
Whoa, I think it tastes like Christmas trees.
Yeah, it
There's
tastes
so
like
much to
pine.
unpack there.
Like when you spray at Christmas time the like Christmas tree scent, and then you might walk
Yeah.
through the room a little bit after, and it kind of gets in your mouth a little bit. That's what I feel like gin tastes like.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very floral. Yeah.
Floral. Yeah. I do love a good French 75 with Aviation Gin. So good. So good.
Um,
Maybe I should have asked for that in my martini in Philly because the one they gave me, that gin tasted like bleh in the martini. I did not like it.
Dude, I don't like any martinis, so it's fine. I don't think any gin will make that better for me. It's the olive, honestly. And I said what I said, and I meant what I said. I will not be having another martini unless Joseph himself just goes, there you
and
go.
I feel like you'll enjoy it then because he clearly knows how to order a filthy martini, and I feel like he would give you the perfect one. It'd be great.
Yeah,
And
correct.
then I
Yes.
know you would probably be like, "Oh my God, this is so good," even though you're like hating every second of it because you're
Yeah,
not going to tell him that you don't like it.
no, because I'm a fussy eater.
Yep.
Damn it, I did it again. Fucking
Laura,
accent.
you remember when my boyfriend said, just imagine you're drinking ocean water, just to kind of help it get
Yes.
it down. But Joe loves fish, so it makes you wonder if he just likes that oceany, briny like
Yeah,
taste.
He's a
briny.
salty
He's a
boy.
salty boy.
Yeah, yeah. Who's next? Who are
Yes.
we talking about next? Shannon, do you want to go next?
No.
Okay. I want to talk about.
Reaction.
I need to talk. I need to,
I feel like I know who you're going to say. Let me try to guess.
please.
Benjamin Barnes.
You did not put her on the list.
Is that who? Did I get it right? The definition of a morally gray man, ladies and gentlemen. Benjamin Barnes.
Is he morally gray? No, he's Dorian Gray.
Hey!
Thank you. Ben Barnes to me is the most perfect man in the world. I honestly, I don't have words. There's something about him. It's the way it's in the eyes, the way he looks at people, the jawline, the way like his entire just demeanor, the way he walks. There was a video. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Here's the thing. I love him for so many reasons. Mainly because he always plays these like bad boy characters. like these villains, these like really dark characters. But then when you see him in person, he actually is like this massive ray of sunshine, and he's just lovely, and he's all handsy, and like, there was a video of him in the cast from Shadow and Bone, and they were talking about something that they did, and he's like, Ben wasn't there because Ben was in bed like an adult. Like he's just but I'm gonna play this video because okay, hold on. There was an interview, a press junket that he was doing. And in this press junket, this woman is talking about how how women always want the bad boys. And he's like, yeah, like, women always want the bad boys, but I'm not a bad boy. I'm just really well behaved. And then this girl says to him, but men don't usually go for the bad boys. And he get the smile that he does. And he goes, don't they? Don't they? And then he goes, some of us do. Wait. I need to play you this video. Okay, wait, hold on. Ben Barnes.
I
I'm
love
about
men that
I'm
know
wait-
how to talk like that. So confident, they're so sure of themselves, they just speak. Yeah.
The other thing about the other thing about it for me, hold on. The other thing about, sorry, let me just like process. The other thing about it for me is like, he's always been perfect. Like, you've watched Narnia. You've watched him as Prince Caspian. You've watched him. Did you watch Dorian Gray too?
No.
His role as
I've seen the
Dorian Gray.
videos.
I mean, let me just tell you, it's immaculate. But his Dorian Gray is perfect. He was in Westworld the first season, and he was so good in his little like cowboy attire. But to me, what?
I just put two and two together that was Ben Barnes in Westworld.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Okay, are you ready for this? Watch, listen.
Yeah.
All my life, women are like, when you're growing up, all the girls just want the bad boy, and you're like, oh, I'm really well behaved.
But the boys don't usually go for the bad girls, though.
Don't they?
Do they?
Don't
I don't
they?
know. Maybe they
Some of us
do.
do.
Wait, I need you to look at his face.
When you're growing up, all the girls just want the bad boy, and you're like, oh, I'm really well behaved.
But the boys don't usually go for the bad girls, though.
Don't they?
Do they?
Don't
I don't
they?
know. Maybe they
Some of us
do.
do.
The glare.
Oh, the
It doesn't-
eyebrow raise. I saw the whoop.
So, anyways,
Fuck.
so here's the thing. Ben Barnes is my resand when I'm reading ACOTAR. In fact, anytime I read a book, it's fucking stupid.
I know who that is. Okay, I read that part. I know who it is. I can kind of participate now.
Anytime I read any book and the main character, I'm fucking blushing right now. This is so bad. I read and the character has dark hair. Immediately, it's Ben Barnes. Immediately, I'm like, Ben Barnes, great. This is it.
I'm going to tell you right now, every book that I've read since ACOTAR has had a tall, dark-haired, just that type of person. And you can always count on having Ben Barnes in your books.
I have tried to imagine like other guys. Like the only other one that I imagined like successfully was when I read Ugly Love from Colleen Hoover. I imagined Henry Cavill, who is also on my list. But and that I did that very successfully. But Ben Barnes is to me is the perfect resand, and I will die on the hill every time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Well, I don't know what he's got coming up, but hopefully it's a lot. He's also a musician.
Oh,
He is.
even better.
One of my favorite things to watch. I could talk about Ben Barnes. Also, if you're listening to this, take a shot every time I've said Ben Barnes throughout this fucking episode. His dynamic with what is her name? Their
The
name.
lead actress on Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, I think they're non-binary. Hold on. Yes. Okay. I can't think of their name, but the dynamic that he has with the person that plays Alina Starkov off camera, they're like incredible friends. They're like very close, but it's also like It's like the kind of stuff that you write about and you're like, that's a slow burn waiting to happen. So here we are. Thank
We
you.
are.
Shannon.
I have one now
Take it away.
because when he said Ben Barnes and you were talking about his eyes, it made me think of somebody else. Um, Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
Oh,
That's
he's
a big
hardy.
one.
He's a hardy.
Josh Hartnett.
He has those eyes that cut into you like blades, and that is literally like I've always been a brown-eyed girl, honestly. And another thing that I really like about him that is kind of unconventional, but he's always had a little gap in his front teeth, and it's so cute. I had never seen Pearl Harbor, but I did watch some clips recently on YouTube, and I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was perfect in that. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Josh Hartnett is fabulous. I did watch him in Pearl Harbor. And I feel like that was like the first time when I was like, oh, this man is perfect. What else was he on in the early 2000s? I know he was in Penny Dreadful.
He was
but he was
30
in
Days and 30
something
Nights.
else. Huh? 30 Days of Nights?
30 Days of Night.
30 days and
It's
30 nights.
Oh, no, it's 30 Days of Night. Is it the vampire one you're talking about?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, there's a vampire one called
Yeah.
30 Days of Night that he was
He
in.
abstains from sex and he finds the love of his life.
Oh, wow.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, girl, it's so good.
What's
Wow.
it called again?
30 Days and 30 Nights.
Holy shit, that is the movie that I saw. That one, oh my God. Is that the one? Oh, Black Dahlia. I also saw him in Black
Yeah.
Dahlia. But is 30 Days and 30 Nights the one where they find each other? 40 Days and 40 Nights.
Okay, yeah, the number
Yes.
was wrong. But there's the scene where she's like laying on the ground and they're just like sharing an intimate moment with a feather. Listen, girl.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow. When did this come out? 2002. Oh my God, it's been out for 20 years.
It's so
Shit.
good though. He's also in The Faculty. Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Faculty is a banger.
I will
Lucky Number 11. And he was also in Penny Dreadful, which I loved him in Penny
He
Dreadful.
was
loved
so good at
Penny
Penny
Dreadful.
Dreadful. His bare booty's in Penny Dreadful.
I know. That's why I loved it so much.
But in 30 Days of Night, he plays the lead male hero.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he was so good in that. I love that. And I love vampire movies, but it's not a typical vampire movie because they're like beastly. But like, it was so good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh Hartnett. Wow.
And he's aging like fine wine. He's like in his 40s and he looks amazing.
So who? Oh my gosh. Who's next, Danielle?
Yes.
Can I I want to bunch some together
Okay.
Please do. Go ahead.
because there's a trend that my mind puts these men in a category.
Okay.
I've got John Krasinski,
Uh-huh.
Matt Balmer. Balmer.
Uh-huh.
And then there was a third one. Can't remember it.
Was
But
it James Marsden?
James Marsden. Okay, listen.
I know what you're gonna say. I wrote it down.
Daddy.
The dads.
Like when I see them, they are delicious. Okay, don't get me wrong. So good looking.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
their family, you can see like a life that you could have with them, like out in the yard playing football with your kids. They've got the grilling on the barbecue. Like
Yeah.
this is I see I don't know. It's such a hard thing to explain, but
Yes. Yeah.
daddy.
No, like you picture it's like the dads and you can picture like Christmas with them. I think it's so funny because I do think that you can also put like Ryan Reynolds in that category of
Yeah.
like and also even like Hugh Jackman. And it's the people that are so just like
Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
that's another one. I
Yeah.
mean, but the thing about it is like he to me, so like these are you're you've nailed it. These are like the dads, the guys that are like super hot, but like just seemingly reliable.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Reliability is very big.
And we don't know if they are or are not, but that is the perception and the persona that they put out there. And so we are just biting what they're putting out. Okay? So
Yeah.
talk to me about James Marsden.
I listen. I love him so much. Like
It's a smile for me. Yeah.
it's 100%. Like I will just be watching a movie and I'm like, "Oh my God, I love him. Like let's watch this." And then when he's speaking or when he's talking, this is me. Like it's
Same.
something like I don't care. Like even if it's something on in the background, if my mind picks up that James Marsden is in this movie, I'm like gravitated towards it, you
Yes.
know?
This is why I loved. Ooh, you know who falls into that like dad's category as Patrick Dempsey. So watching Enchanted with the two of them in the same Giselle.
Yes.
That was so but James Marsden was in X-Men as Cyclops, and when we when I got to watch that, and he was like all about like Jean Grey, and he was like the boyfriend, and you low key weren't really rooting for him, but then like I remember, do you remember when DVDs had like, you play the movie, you had the audio, you had the subtitles, and then you had the special features?
Yeah.
And it had like the deleted scenes, the alternate endings, the
Yeah.
interviews, like that shit, like the stuff that you didn't necessarily upload to YouTube. That I remember being in my dad's house, and when I was little, and watching James Marsden's interview when he was doing Cyclops. And I remember seeing him and his eyes, and I was like, those are the most blue eyes I've ever seen in my life. This man is fucking perfect. It was like in 2002. It was so fucking long ago.
Did you guys see his impression of Matthew McConaughey and how he like walked into it? He's like, you can't just do the all right, all right, all right. You gotta say, oh, where'd you guys put my shirt? Like, like it was so cute. He just did it on a talk show, and I love that.
He was
I
also
also
recent-
really, really enjoyed him in 27 Dresses with Katherine Heigl.
Oh,
yeah.
Because that's my actual life story. Like they've already made a movie about my life. Like always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Girl.
But he was the perfect man in that, and he's just
So
perfect.
good.
He's so good.
So good. There was he was recently also in the show Jury Duty. Have you guys heard of it?
I think I saw something about that.
Okay, so it's on Freevee, or if you only have Prime, you can watch Freevee through Prime. But he is the show is basically centered around like basically it's a reality television show that everybody's in on except for one person. So everybody's like a hired actor. It's a fake set. Everything is fake except for one person. Everybody is in on. What are you looking for, Danielle?
My cat is making really weird noises. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
I'm just so distracted. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, so he was
She had a spider.
Oh.
Sorry. She was like,
okay?
"Look, Mom, I brought this for you."
Oh my God. She's trying to protect you. Tell you that you don't
Trying
know
to
how
feed
hunt.
you.
Sorry. In the show, everybody is in on this like story except for one person who thinks this is like real life. And so they bring in all these paid actors. The courthouse is a set. They have like these actors just like sleeping there sometimes. And so there's like 8 episodes of this trial that's happening. And this guy is basically put in through like it's just like the most outrageous situations are happening with jury duty. And it turns out that he is getting like called in and James Marsden's there and he's trying to like get out of it. And so he's playing himself, but he's also acting a part of like the asshole actor, you know? And so James Marsden was absolutely fantastic on it. And like you're watching, I don't know, you just kind of see like the interviews of him and the guy that they were kind of trying to prank. And you just see that they created like a really fun friendship. So
Aw.
yeah, we love him. Yeah, he's been like a really good source of support for the guy. I forget what his name is. Let me find out. If you haven't seen Jury Duty, it's a really good show, and it's like a really good feel good show. It's called this. They call it a sitcom, but here, his name was Ronald Gladden. Yeah.
Ronald
So
Gladden.
the whole time he thought he was like a juror for like a real case, and it turns out the whole time it was a show, and they basically just wanted to prove the faith of like how you need to put faith back into humanity, because he's just like a good person, you know.
Wow.
So yeah,
I've
it's
seen it
really
pop
good.
up on my Amazon Prime, like my Amazon Homefront
Yeah.
page or whatever.
I cannot recommend it enough. It's so good.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Anyway, so let's keep talking about the dads. You know what? Ooh. Okay, John Krasinski, or
See you
as I
later.
like to call him, Emily Blunt plus one. First of all, I love Emily Blunt, but John Krasinski. I mean, to me, John Krasinski is Jim Halpert, and Jim Halpert is
Yeah,
John Krasinski.
that's where my
Like
love for him started.
right, and it's the like. I don't know. I mean, he's doing Jack Ryan now, and so he's like the really ripped spy who's like super hot. But like, I think what makes John Krasinski so hot is that he was that like sort of nerdy, came out of the friend zone, like the cute guy in the. I don't know. That persona just sticks to my mind so much that like
He's the
I can't.
guy that, like, the Chris Pratt journey that he took. John Krasinski's the one that succeeded with that journey, unlike Chris Pratt.
Yes, because Chris Pratt was in the Parks and Rec world. That's right.
Yep.
I like that. I like that comparison.
Because look at him. He's directing, he's producing, he's doing all kinds of stuff.
He was
He's also
producing.
tied to Joe.
I was gonna say he was. He did A Quiet Place 1 and 2, and I mean, yeah, that's awesome.
I love how when we tell them we're not really going to talk about Joe anymore, so we're going to find a way to sneak him into every
course.
episode.
Yeah, it's like he sneaks into our logo, like, hello, don't forget about me.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm a true believer that John Krasinski is Jim Halpert in real life. Like that's
Oh, yeah.
actually what he's like out in the wild.
Yes.
And he's one of the few that broke that
personality,
fourth
the
wall.
wits.
Like, he was always looking at the camera, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I were to bump into him, I would like. I don't know. It's
You would
so
look for the
easy
camera and be like, "Where is it?" Because I know it's here somewhere.
No, I just feel like he played such a good character on that show, and I think it's because he was just playing himself.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why they casted him. Like, I mean, who else would have played that role? Nobody. Wait, didn't we watch like audition tapes of other people playing didn't we watch audition tapes of other people auditioning for those roles?
I didn't.
I didn't.
It's online.
Okay.
It's online, and it's crazy just watching other people audition for those like beloved Office characters. You're
Yeah.
like, no fucking way. There's nobody else that would have been good at this.
Yeah.
You know?
He's so good.
Yeah.
That's like Joe's audition with, well, we didn't see Joe's audition, but like the other guy that auditioned for Eddie, we're like, no. There's no one else that could have been Eddie. Yeah.
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 That's, you know what? I hope that they release his audio, his audition.
He'll be like, no.
Listen, it was like a 1-2, you know?
Yeah.
So you should be proud of it. Who else have we got here? Let's talk about Ryan Gosling.
Okay. Who was also in the Notebook with I'm drawing a blank.
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
And John
No.
and John Marsden.
James
Yeah.
Marsden, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Sorry,
my
James.
God, yeah.
Yeah. He was the other man.
I was low-key rooting for him.
I think we all were.
I was, yeah.
I wasn't.
I guess that was the point. I know. But I'm over here like, I guess that's the point of the whole story is like, you're going to end up with the person you're meant to end up with regardless, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God, can we talk about Ryan Gosling and how he wears a necklace around his neck with the letter E on it, and it's for Ava Mendes?
throughout the entire, this is what I'm saying. He is a dad. He is a husband. We see this, like, we want to like,
He
I don't want to say
worshipped.
lust after that, but like we we just crush on that so much because we want shit like that. You know what I mean? And
I
also,
love
he
how
speaks
private they
Spanish.
are too. Like I don't think they've ever been on the red carpet together, have they? Maybe
Yeah.
once.
You know what? And that's the shit that's giving like Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon. Honestly, they've also lived a very private life and have had a successful as fuck relationship. You know, knock on wood. If
Yeah.
2023 brings me a Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon divorce, I'm never getting married.
They seem very
Let's
happy
pop
on
up on
Kevin
my
Bacon's
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying. They're so cute. They do dances together,
I
and it's
know.
just beautiful.
There's this one video where he was making a peanut butter and banana sandwich in the morning. He's like, I gotta be quiet because she'll get mad if I wake her up. And he was like being all quiet while making it in the kitchen while filming it. It was really cute.
Oh my God. But no, Ryan Gosling and Eva Mendes are absolutely amazing. And he speaks Spanish now.
Good for him.
Oh my God, can you imagine them just like patting around their house, making breakfast, speaking Spanish to each other?
Yes, I do it all the
It's
time.
so cute. It makes me want to puke.
That has to be just to keep the culture within like her children to make sure if like they can keep that Spanish culture probably right within
Yeah.
so everyone's speaking
Absolutely.
Spanish. Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so interesting. I'm glad you bring that up because that's something that like I always think about for myself, right? If I ever have kids, always like, how am I going to make sure that they, you know, stay true to their culture? So basically that means that I just have to find a Spanish speaking man.
Or teach him
That's it.
One that will learn Spanish for you.
like Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There you go. I'm just gonna drop this name out. I'm just gonna drop the name.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wait, Shannon, do you have another one?
Not
give me
yet.
one. Okay. Okay. Henry Cavill.
Ah!
That's it. Goodbye. Thank you for coming. We've been the Quintessentials podcast. Bye. What? Hello? How is that fair? How is that man real? And the thing is,
Amazing.
he's a fucking nerd, bro. He's a fucking nerd. You know he paints little Warhammer figurines?
He's so cute.
And there is an interview of him on the Graham Norton show, and Graham Norton's like, "You paint like World of Warcraft?" And he's like, "It's Warhammer, actually." And then, like, Grant is asking what you do with it. He's like, "Yeah, you paint them, and then you have like little wars between all of them." Can you imagine?
Listen,
Isn't he being asked to
I love
be
him.
Wormhammer eventually?
Warhammer is a game, no?
But isn't there like a lead character, I thought maybe? Am I miss
I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Never mind.
Let's find out.
I will say though, I haven't really been fully attracted to him, but the moment he put on that wig and became Geralt, that first season was, it was hard to watch with my boyfriend. Let's just just say that.
So, I I'm malfunctioning. It's not fair, okay? It's not
it's really
fair.
hard to like
He
form
looks-
what you want to say when it comes to Henry Cavill.
Because I literally am speechless when it comes to him. And here's the thing, like the way do you remember that scene where he's sitting and like he's got the bathtub
And he's got his knee up.
he's got his knee up and like he's just like sometimes I just
We love a dirty, dirty man that knows how to get clean.
Amen.
you know what, Shannon, that is the name of this episode.
You love a dirty man that knows how to get clean.
The dirty men that know how to get clean.
It says right here, it's official. Henry Cavill will star and produce a Warhammer 40K TV show series for Amazon. But I'll cut that out if we're not.
Incredible. Oh, he's producing it.
That makes sense
That's
because
right.
I love
he
that.
probably wants full reign.
That's why he
So-
left The Witcher, because he's actually he was a really big fan of the Witcher books.
Yeah.
And the fact that they kind of strayed away from the story in the books really kind of I don't know, like I almost respect it. It just kind of goes to show that like he takes these roles because he believes in the project itself, and it's more than just a paycheck to him.
Yeah.
And I feel like he has taken the roles like that. But one of my favorite that he's done is and I hate to bring it up because the person he acts opposite of is horrible, but The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Have you seen that movie?
Who else is in that? That's not good.
Yeah, Army Hammer.
Oh.
I'm so conflicted about it.
No, there's listen.
It's Hannibal. It's Hannibal as himself. Just kidding.
Let's just say if there had been a world if there had been a world where Army Hammer wasn't like a rumored and basically borderline confirmed murderer and cannibal, he would have been on this list.
100%. 100%.
But and here's the thing, the fact that he comes from so much money, the problem is that this is it's true. I hate to talk about this. We're
gonna cut it, but it's fine. Yeah.
We'll go back to Henry Cavill, but this is what I will say. It's suspicious as fuck that he's working as a salesperson for a timeshare company. It just looks worse.
He's got to find his victim somehow.
And it really looks like his family just
I'm sorry.
paid off. It really looks like his family just paid off, the law and said, we'll send him away to the Cayman Islands and he'll never come back. Like, just let him off the hook. And they just said they swept it under the rug and now he's a fucking salesperson.
But damn, is that man pretty? I
It's
will
a
say
shame.
that.
It's
and
a
then
shame.
we can move on. He
Because,
is a
like,
beautiful human.
He is the perfect example of like what I'm like. Ted Bundy was gorgeous, right? And like women, he had his fucking fan club outside of the fucking courthouse, and you're like, my girl, like,
Yeah.
he's a murderer.
That means all them women, if he ran into them, they would have fallen for it, and they would have been his victim because that's what he wants. Oh my god.
Danielle said, I love a morally gray man. Not just in my books, but in real life too. Honey, he's not morally gray. He's just morally dark. Like,
Yeah. Let's move on, shall we?
So Henry
anyways,
Cavill.
back to Henry Cavill.
So-
I
I've never seen Enola Holmes, but can y'all tell me what his portrayal of Sherlock was like compared to some other Sherlocks we've seen?
smooth. That's all I can think
Is
of.
it the sexiest version of Sherlock you could ever
It is
have?
Absolutely, it's the sexiest possible version of it's the same character he always plays. Quiet, stoic,
A little crazy.
broody, yeah, like emotionally unavailable.
Uh-huh.
Those are like what he's typecasted as. Like hot and good. So yeah, that's his portrayal of it. I did love Sam Claflin's opposite of him as the brother, Mycroft Holmes.
Ooh.
That was really good. Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
But we love him, and you know who I love. I feel like there's also a lot of controversy. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of controversy surrounding his girlfriend, who like is fucking gorgeous. But like, there's a lot of controversy that has like been rumored around them. And because we can't really prove any of it, then like we can't really dive into it too much. But anyways, I digress. Gorgeous man. Okay.
Indeed.
And nerdy. Did you know he named his dog Cal after Kal-El, which is the name of Clark Kent. His actual name is Kal-El from the Krypton. Is
I
Krypton the
love
name of
that.
the planet he comes from?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's
So
allergic to kryptonite.
yeah, so he allergic. That's literally what he is. He gets
He just gets a rash. It's okay.
honestly, that's such an interesting concept. He's just allergic to kryptonite. Just like instead of like killing Superman, it just needs to get him an EpiPen.
I love that.
That's like a whole other thing is like there's a giant lawsuit happening right now because they promised him all of these Superman roles
Yeah, that's right.
and they pinned him. And when you pin an actor, it basically means that within a certain time frame, he can't really do much work without the approval of that original studio because he is pending contracting for a role. So, which is
Yeah.
kind of like what they were theorizing was happening with Joe last year was that he was pinned to determine whether or not Eddie was going to come back, Yeah, so there's like a giant lawsuit happening there.
I think it's him, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot, or
Yeah,
Gadot.
they're all.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on Gal Gadot because
Woof. Yeah.
yeah, I panic engage.
Can I talk about someone that is conventionally attractive from a book or like in the book world
Yeah.
that where they're wanting to fan cast
Okay.
into a film?
Okay.
So, Can Yaman, who, listen, he's a Turkish actor, and everybody and their mom wants him if they continue with the Akatar series being made into a show. Word on the street is that HBO Max is taking on book 2 through the rest of them, which
Thank
can't
God.
wait. Hulu will do justice for the first one.
I thought that was a
But-
rumor, but if it's really happening like that it needs to
I
be
hope.
HBO.
Is he
Yeah.
going to be recent?
No, honey.
You haven't met his role.
You haven't met his role yet.
haven't.
Okay, I'm trying. I read like 4
Listen.
hours of book today.
Listen, that's great. I just need you to know one thing, Shannon, is that your book is an epilogue, a prologue to this entire series.
Oh, I see.
Basically.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I consider this book like the prologue to set the scene for the rest of the series. So just next
Just
book
know
I'm gonna
that
be
he is going to be one of the Bat Boys.
Bad
Enough said.
boys.
from your
Bat
words,
Boys.
from your mouth to God's ears, babe, because he is.
Oh my God, that reminds me of that Backstreet Boys song. If you want it to be good, girl, get yourself a bad boy.
Bat Boy. So, Can, though, he's a Turkish actor. He's absolutely insanely, unbelievably attractive, okay? But he also is so smart. He's got a law degree.
Incredible.
Yes, honey.
Incredible.
and the
yes.
like he's got a law degree. He's so passion driven. Like I only read a little bit into him today, but if you can give me a man that is good looking, has a sense of humor, and is smart, I am head over heels in love. And that makes me sound like a very basic person. Like looks aren't everything to me, but if you pair whatever it is that you look like with being smart and a sense of humor, I'm married to you.
That's
Like we're
it.
gonna have a family.
That's it. Those are the men that are in this list.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God, he is so. He was on a. He partnered up with Dolce and Gabbana recently, and is like their
Good for
new
him.
spokesperson, their new like poster person. Which did you see the video? There was like a video. Oh God, and I remember
It's with him and the
like,
guy from 365 Days, right? It's so good. Shannon, Laura, tell what you were gonna say. I'm sorry, I interrupted
No,
you.
no, no. I was just gonna say whenever you guys are done with the topic, I thought of someone.
Oh,
Um,
I love him. What's his name?
Wait, who
Oh
is
my
it?
gosh, he's so sexy and so dark and like honestly, he would also what's his name? Michelle.
oh
Hold
god,
on.
it's so good.
What's his name? 300 that
365 days.
that guy. Yeah, it's just yeah, 365.
Oh my god. Okay, I see her.
Michelle Moron.
He's so
Moron.
hot.
Michelle Moron.
Oh,
Anyways, he is disgusting. That's the only way I can describe him. He is
disgusted.
disgusting. Disgusting. He's disgustingly attractive. I my values and my morals
He's
out the
Italiano.
fucking window. Out the window. What? Where?
He's Italiano.
He is Italiano.
Italiano.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Michelle
that's
Moron.
my book my book world contribution.
Speaking of book worlds, there's another one that gets constantly brought up. For oh God, I don't want to keep bringing it up. We'll talk about it when we get to the ACOTAR episode. Shannon, who did you have in mind that came up?
Ian Somerhalder.
Speaking of Bat Boys, yes,
The moment he
Why
came
is
on
it that
screen in Vampire Diaries, I was like, done.
game
Done.
over?
It's not Paul Wesley anymore. Sorry, babe.
Honestly,
I truly don't think it was ever Paul Wesley for me. My heart was still waiting for that dark man to come in.
Yeah.
And he came in and I'm like, there he is.
you're like, there's my morally gray man.
There was a specific, I don't know if he was
good.
on like the talk or he was on some sort of show, and they kept blindfolding him and feeding him food. And he was eating it so seductively. She was like, and I'm like,
He knows.
he fucking knows.
He fucking knows, bro. He knows he was written by a woman. That's the thing. And he leans into it. He's like, ladies, this is what you want. This is what I will give you. You know what I mean? This is the man that understands the demographic that he feeds into, that feeds into
Yes.
him.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, what is it with the hot guys and like starting liquor companies? I will buy.
He's
I mean, I'll
also
buy
a-
whatever they're selling, but that's fine.
His whiskey is actually really good. Brothers Bond. It's so good. I have a bottle of it at my parents' house.
Do you? Do you?
I
not
want to
signed,
try it.
Sometimes
so
they
good.
travel. Sometimes they like will travel to like liquor stores and like try and get you to buy.
He's
it.
also married to Nikki Reed, who
I love her.
I love. She's from Twilight.
Ooh, are you about to segue? Is this what's about to happen right now? We love it. We love it.
Oh yeah.
You okay?
That's right.
My laptop is. Hold on 1 second.
She was Rosalie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Rosalie.
God, she was so hot as Rosalie. What is happening here?
The reason I brought that up is because Ian Somerhalder is also huge into charity work and helping out the poor and third world countries. He's been doing this. Excuse me.
See, what happened to your mic?
I forgot to pick it back up. Why the reason I brought this up is because he's like super into charity work and helping third world countries, and he's been doing this project for like 10 plus years on getting clean water to third world countries. And he does all of this humanitarian work, and he's just all around a good dude. Like, I really like Ian a lot.
That is absolutely fucking. There was one thing that he also did, and it was the hottest thing any man will do for their woman. He went on social media and basically told his fans to stop coming after his wife.
I remember when that happened.
Right? Like, I mean, and I always think about that as like, that's like, and I hate to put it this way, but honestly, the bar is so low that it's really impressive to see a man just like set a high bar. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I always think about like Haley Bieber and Justin Bieber. How like not I'm not defending Haley by any means, but like Justin, I don't think Justin has ever come out to say anything to defend
Yeah.
Haley, you know?
Yeah.
So seeing Ian Somerhalder actually like come out and say, "This is the woman that I love, and if you are a fan of mine, then you will respect my choice on how I'm going to live my life and who I'm going to love and all of this." Like
I love that.
you are not a fan of mine if you are here to attack my person.
I remember that so vividly whenever that came out because
Yeah.
growing up, he was my first, like, if he ever gets in a relationship, then I'm done, like
Yeah.
hyperfixating over this person.
Yeah.
And then he got into a relationship with Nikki Reed, and I was like, "Ugh, of course he's in a relationship with Nikki Reed. She's beautiful, and she also played a vampire." And I was heartbroken. And then I was like, they'll break up, they'll break up. And then he posted that, and I was like, okay, it's real. Like,
Yeah.
he loves
Because
his.
it also happened right after Nina Dobrev. Him and Nina Dobrev ended
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Never liked them
Man.
together.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember when they broke up, they were still filming together as like a couple, and I guess they were doing a breakup scene, and like the tears were real.
Oh, I know exactly what scene you're talking about.
Who was the other person we were going to talk about? Oh,
3 words.
Duke of Hastings.
That too.
Jamie Kimball Bow. I'm just kidding.
Who is your 3 words?
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Oh my god, he's
Moment
so
of
fine.
silence.
What are we going to fucking say? There's nothing to say.
Ever since Kick-Ass. Ever since Kick-Ass.
The glow
I
up
will-
was real.
I will tell you one thing about Kick-Ass. I remember this like it was yesterday. My mother, we watched Kick-Ass, and my mom said that man is going to be the best looking man in Hollywood in about 15 years.
Boy, was she right.
Oh my god.
I was like, and so like when she sent me, she doesn't remember that she said this, but she literally said he's going to be the best looking man in Hollywood in about 15 years. And I was like, "Bleh, bleh, bleh," whatever. And because I was so like excited about the fact that it was like a nerd who was like a superhero. Anyways, long story short, she was right. Mom, you were right. But can we talk about how he is rumored and like just like a hair away from being confirmed as the new James Bond?
We can talk about it on here, but it's going to have to be cut from the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He-
Keep this little morsel for ourselves.
Yeah.
He
We can
wasn't-
talk about it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Go
No, go ahead. I want to pull
What were
up the
you
right
saying?
information.
I hate that.
For what?
We have so many things that we could talk about.
He was announced for that one movie thing. Craven.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to come out for another year or so because of the strike.
Yeah. But I swear to God, I was already eyeballing him from the side, but the moment Bullet Train came out, I was like, even with that stash, I was like,
That
who is
can-
this?
That shot. What else? I mean, here's the thing. Like, to me, like, he's been in other things.
Yeah.
He's been in other things. Now, Aaron Taylor Johnson has this, like, a lot of drama surrounding him because he was rumored to be having an affair with Joey King at one point. And the world was like, fucking finally, he can leave grandma behind and shit like that. And, like, there's a lot of rumors about grooming and his wife and stuff like, I guess, I don't know. Should we leave that on?
No.
Anyways, Aaron Taylor Johnson, like, hold on. What was he? What else was he on?
I
Does
wish
all
I
these
wish I
Esquire magazine.
Huh?
He was also in the Esquire magazine.
Bro, can
Jesus
we?
Christ.
this movie where he's got like blonde hair and a
Anna
mustache.
Karenina.
Yes, that one.
Ana Karenina. So
Yeah.
that one. But see, here's the thing. The absolutely most insane thing is that when Bullet Train came out, it washed away every role he's done since Kick-Ass for me. I blacked it out. I was like, this is it. This is he's been in Bullet Train and in Kick-Ass, and that's it. But he's been Pietro Maximoff. He was Wanda's twin brother in Avengers. Isn't that crazy? He was in Godzilla. He was
Ooh.
in The Kingsman.
Yeah.
Hello?
He was
Kick
in
Ass.
this movie called Nocturnal Animals. I kind of want to watch it now. It's like
Oh,
a
that one's
thriller.
so good. It's so good.
Sorry, Danielle, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
cut you off.
I'm just yelling at my cat because she's
Oh.
pissing me off this episode. Like, you guys have noticed how much I've been looking around. It's because she's literally finding anything and everything to fuck with right now.
Poor baby.
I almost feel like we should put this social media page. You're like, I'm just
So I just do accumulation of like all of the times I've been looking around trying to find her. Can you hear this? Listen.
no. Can we talk about how it's like magazine season for the hot men in the world? Because I'm
can't
pretty sure
wait.
Will Poulter just came out with another spread.
Speaking of Will Poulter, did you see the video that I sent you of Cole saying she looks like Will Poulter?
The eyebrows. And those are her natural eyebrows in that video. They weren't even filled in.
The fact that she was like, I was dreading the moment somebody call this out. Oh man, no, it is magazine season. Okay, the men are.
It's like
In the words of Kel, the men are menning.
magazine season.
Maybe we'll get some photo spreads of our boy this summer.
Which one?
Joseph.
Which boy? We have so many at this point.
The main boy.
It can keep going. Like, I just want him to be in another magazine.
We
Like,
need
Is that too much to ask for? I mean, if he's not filming, he can sure as hell be getting photographed.
Come on, Olo. Come on.
You know what I know is going to happen for sure?
Ah.
There is 1000% going to be a photo. Sorry. There's 1000% going to be a photo shoot of Joe, Paul Mescal, and Pedrito.
It's going to be that Entertainment Tonight, Entertainment Weekly magazine that comes out.
They're all in skirts.
They're all in like sort of like cohesive attire, and they're all looking in a different direction, and they look super serious, or they're looking at the camera like very like.
Danielle had to do a.
Oh my god.
Can we maybe talk about Paul Mescal as like just a person like right now as part of the
Yeah.
because if you haven't seen Normal People,
I haven't seen
that
Normal
is the
People.
most raw, amazing. At first you like he goes on a full character journey through the entire thing. And he's
Yeah.
just a completely different person by the end. And it's like he's evolved so much. It's so raw and real and like
He was nominated for that role, right?
I think so. Let me check.
Yep, he was nominated for the Oscar for that role. Or was it that movie? Hold on.
Well, it's a show. Maybe
Yes,
it
that
was
was-
an
that
Emmy,
was it.
maybe?
Normal People?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for the Emmys, yeah. Lead actor
Yeah.
in a limited or anthology series. Oh.
Yeah. That was amazing. Yeah, I haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but I do know that he was nominated for a lot of things. I also feel like, yeah,
I love
I
the
wasn't gonna
accent.
say
His Irish accent, everyone's Irish accent is just, I love that it's all based in Ireland and, that accent is just so, yeah.
Speaking of, not to go back to Aaron Taylor Johnson, but like people that were rumored to play James Bond, you know who is also rumored to play James Bond, who is gorgeous? Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians and
yeah.
Persuasion, where
That would have
his
been, wow, yeah.
I would have loved it. I would have loved it.
That would have
Oh
switched
my
it up.
God.
It really would have. It would have been like
He's
a non-white, like James
like
Bond, you know?
yeah. That's why they also wanted to have Idris Elba play James Bond. But I think Idris Elba is, and I hate to say it like this, but it's the truth. I think he's a little aged out of the James Bond world, because I think they're trying to go a
Younger.
younger route to have somebody play James Bond for like a longer period of time, kind of like what they did with Daniel Craig. Um, but Henry Golding is gorgeous, and there's something so poised about him and like elegant. I mean, he really just gives like all old money vibes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He's got like a regal vibe to him.
Regal. What a great fucking word. That's exactly what I wanted to say. Good job. Thank you for finding my words. You're the best.
Thanks.
You think that may
Your
have
personal thesaurus.
you think that may have come from his maybe culture, you know, of just like politeness and like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the way he carries himself definitely has a lot to do with the culture that he's in.
Not
But
to
also
assume
his
anything,
act,
but you know, because I don't know much, but yeah.
I mean the acting too, just fucking incredible. So
Can we talk about one more person?
yes.
I want to talk about Robert Pattinson. That man has just gotten better with age, okay?
Fine
And
one.
he is so funny. Do you ever watch his interviews? Like, there was this time frame when Twilight came out when he was super awkward and super weird, but like he now has fully leaned into it, and he's like, hell yeah, I'll do a Twilight reboot. Tell me when and where, I'll be there.
He's like, I gotta figure out how to look like a 17-year-old again.
Yeah.
It was almost like he was embarrassed by it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I think he was.
Yeah. Now he's like,
He
this is the
has
movie that
just-
made my fucking life. Like,
And he has jumped into so many good roles.
Mm-hmm.
What is that one? I went and saw it at a drive-in movie theater. And what is it called?
Remember Me? Maybe?
No, it's like an action movie, and it was in like the last 2 years.
Oh.
Oh my God,
God,
is
what is it
that the one that Pete Davidson was promoting on the Jimmy Fallon show? You remember that video?
Maybe.
Okay, hold on.
Now I have to find it because
Yes.
Tenet.
Huh?
Tenet.
No, okay. Maybe is that what no, it's not that one. I haven't seen that one.
It is. It's like another Inception. It's
Yeah.
really hard to follow, but he plays this like British like
Yeah.
confidant security like Secret Service guy that's helping
Yeah.
this other person like maneuver through the movie, and I'm just like
Is that my train or yours?
it probably mine.
Um,
But he has just like grown into such a good actor.
Yeah.
Such a good actor.
because he wasn't
And, like,
before. I will tell you that right now. He
he's
wasn't
just
that
a little
good.
bit on the not great side. He really grew into his skills.
Yeah.
I think his turning point was that movie Remember Me, is when I picked him back up on my radar. I was like, okay, boy, I saw you had your time off and you brushed up on your skills. You're no Edward Cullen anymore.
Or
Yeah, that was
Cedric.
good.
But then it's just what?
Or Cedric.
Yeah. But he's been in so many. Like he was in Tenet,
Water
Batman,
for
Remember
Elephants?
Me,
Remember Water for
Water
Elephants?
for Elephants. Such a
Okay,
good movie.
let's talk about his Dior campaign.
Okay.
That's it. That's what do you fucking say? Nothing. There's nothing to say. It's perfect. It's immaculate.
Can I just say his singing voice is so it exudes such emotion, and like when I heard the over in your arms or whatever, I was like, what? That's coming out of his face. And like that's how we got that's see he's just serenading his women and being funny.
What's in
That's
your
what he's
heart?
I love the TikTok videos that where they're like making up words for that song. So funny. Oh God. Listen, I have to listen to it real quick because it's so
Yes.
good. I
What's
have to listen to it.
wrong?
He says like, hold me in your arms. That was awful. Sorry.
Feels it. He feels it.
What is the name of that song? I think anybody ever. I don't even think he
Never
says
wait. Is it never think? Hold
I
on.
swear to you, he doesn't say actual sentences in that
This is
song.
it's like Yellow Ledbetter by Pearl Jam. On the sea bell,
That's it. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it never? It's got to be Never Think because it was during Twilight, right?
Never think. It was never think. It's called yeah.
Here, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oh, and Let Me Sign. It was called Let Me Sign. The one that was in the one that was in the movie. It was Let Me.
Yeah.
No, it was Never Think and Let Me Sign. God, that was so funny.
It's so good.
I can't skip.
I have
the
it right
lines.
here.
Okay.
Do you want to play it?
I have it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
Speaking of conventionally attractive men, Ryan Reynolds for Mint Mobile.
That's the thing.
Not sponsored.
Ryan Reynolds has figured out multiple sources of income for himself, and good for you, babe.
Hell
Good for
yeah.
you. You love somebody like that.
It is. Let me hold. I think this is when he. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Let me.
Let me sign.
It's so good. Like it still stands true. The test of time. That song will always just be like, that's Robert Pattinson from Twilight.
I'm surprised they didn't have him sing Something in the Way from Nirvana for Batman. Or something in the way.
Oh my god. That's so fucking good, bro.
That's it. That's all I have. I was gonna bring like we can also talk about Dylan O'Brien. He's another one of my conventionally attractive men that I find unconventionally attractive. Because I grew up with Stiles Stilinski from Teen Wolf. Immediately fell in love with him. Immediately. Hook, line, and sinker.
Wow, Stiles Stilinski. Yes.
Yes.
Stiles Stilinski was like the true soulmate of Tyler Posey's character. I don't even know what his character's name is. To me, it's just Stiles Stilinski. That show is not about anybody else.
I don't know anybody else's name from that show.
Derek. I know Derek. But that's it. Styles and Derek, the two lovers in the fucking show.
Yeah, and then he went on to do Maze Runner.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so the world is just in love with Dylan O'Brien, and you find out that he's this like super chill, funny, loving person. And then
You know
he
who
goes
was
in,
also
like
in Maze
recently.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's playing all of these douchebag asshole roles the past few years. I'm eating them up, but he is like so far from what he plays on TV. Like, are you kidding me?
He did a thirst tweets, like reading thirst tweets, and he's like, give me the dirtiest, most slimy, most vile tweets. And he's just reading them and eating them up. I mean, this is a man that just leans into the fame. Like whenever he's doing his shows and his like press and stuff like that, he just says, "Oh, he just has a good time with it." You can just tell. Yeah. But going back to Maze Runner, Will Poulter is also in Maze Runner, and I'm pretty sure that was the first time I looked at Will Poulter and I was like,
Hello?
and I was like, "Is this a glow up starting to happen? What's happening here? What's happening? Is he hot now?" What's happening? I was very
I
conflicted about Will Poulter and Maze Runner.
I think that Will Poulter might be an ongoing trend in all of our episodes, but I also have to say that did anybody else realize that Will Poulter just kind of like disappeared for a little bit and then he came back looking like that and we're like, that can't be him.
No, he fucking evolved like a Pokemon. He went from like
Yeah.
Charmeleon to Charizard, and you're like, when?
Because you didn't realize that he was gone.
Yeah,
And then he came back and we're like, hello?
yeah. You didn't know you missed. You didn't
Wow.
know you missed him until he came back. You're like, oh, I've missed you. Where have you been?
Wow. But is there anybody
Oh
else that we want to
man,
talk about?
Shannon,
I
do you
mean,
have
our
anything?
list,
Oh,
we might do another one of these. Who knows?
I have
Yeah.
one more
Okay.
before we go.
Okay.
Joe
Yes, tell
Manganiello.
me.
Oh.
Huh? Another dad.
Another dad. Another dad. Here's the thing, but Joe Manganiello is my dream person for so many reasons, mainly because he's just a nerd. He's just a nerd. Like, did you know his entire basement is like a Dungeons and Dragons dungeon, basically? Perfect for
What?
yes, his entire basement is dedicated to Dungeons and Dragons.
Up.
And this man has had, I mean, he's going through divorce right now, and I'm sorry to hear that, but this man is going through, he was married to one of the most beautiful women in the world. Because he's also one of the most beautiful men in the world. But can we talk about Alcide in True Blood?
Oh my. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When
me tell you
Alcide came
something.
around, let me tell you something. When Alcide came around, I was like, who the fuck does Taylor Lautner think he is? Who the fuck does he think he is?
You
Get
thought
the man
Jacob was
fuck out of my
territorial. Meet
I was like,
Alcide.
get Taylor Lautner the fuck out of my screen. Joe Manganiello is here to put that man to shame.
Woof.
Amen.
Shame. He was so fun.
That whole character, Alcide, is the female gaze.
100%. Hard but soft.
Like if you ever you're 3 seasons in and you're still not quite sure what the female gaze is, watch Alcide in True Blood and it'll all make sense.
100%. Wait. Also, his character in Magic Mike 2 doing the
Gas station dance?
gas
Cheetos.
He's like, my favorite part is whenever he goes, you can make that girl smile. He goes, that girl hasn't smiled a day in her life. Let me tell you something. If there was ever a stripper, because nope. Should I? Yes, I will tell you. I've dated a stripper before.
Laura.
Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun.
If for those that haven't seen the video, I'm just watching flashbacks roll through her brain like a Rolodex right now.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Anyways, he was Brazilian.
Well, there you go. My gosh.
Anyway, oh my god! But I have the best story. So it's so funny because he was during night he was a stripper, right? And he worked for a male review, and he was so hot. But the best part about it is that during the daytime he was one of the guys that would like cut the meat and put it on your plate at Texas de Brazil. And
Wow.
so every couple of months, my parents would go to Texas de Brazil, and on like a date. And I will never forget this happened. I'll never forget when this happened. My mother comes home. She goes, "Oh my god." She goes, "You should have seen the guy that was cutting meat at Texas de Brazil. He looked like a Brazilian version of Hugh Jackman." And I pull out my fucking phone and I was like, "Was this him?" And she was like, "Yes!" And I was like, "Mom, that is the guy I've been seeing for the last month." And let me just say,
She'd never been so proud.
my mother has never been more proud. Okay? She was so proud of me. She was like, "Oh my God." And then I was like, she was proud for about 15 seconds until I told her he was also a stripper. She was like, "Fuck off." So
Just love me for who I am and who I love.
love me for who I am and who I love. Anyways, so he was good looking, so she was accepting of it. Not that she wouldn't accept anybody. She just made an exception because she got to see the shoulders and the pics. So, anyways,
I'll probably
That's
cut
lovely. I
love
this,
that for
but
you.
like one of my favorite scenes from True Blood that really like is when she can't find Bill. It's in the first season, Sookie, and then he comes out from the dirt and they just do it
Yes.
right there.
Don't cut this. Don't cut
Okay.
this. Don't cut this. That is
That's
the most female gaze sex
the
scene I think of all
way
fucking time.
the way Bill looks at her when they first meet alone. I was definitely a Bill girl until he went a little woohoo, but yeah.
Bill Compton is season 1. Bill Compton is 100% female gaze approved.
He's like, Sookie, and you're like,
It's okay.
that needs to be my name now.
Oh God, Danielle. I wanted to be Sookie for so long.
She was
Speaking
so
of Sookie,
hot in that too. She was gorgeous in that show.
I love making like little connections to things, you know?
Yeah.
And like it's like Bill Compton was a vampire and he was dating Sookie Stackhouse. Robert Pattinson played a vampire, and he's dating somebody named Sookie now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Sookie
Came in.
Stackhouse, Sookie Waterhouse.
Yeah. Yes.
He's actually married to her in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Stina Moyer.
yeah,
Anna
and
Paquin.
Anna Paquin, yeah.
I
I
think
grew up watching Anna Paquin on that Fly Away Home movie with the geese.
Yes. Oh my God, that was such a sad movie.
goose.
and her
Was it
I first saw her in X-Men and she was so good.
Yeah.
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 As Rogue. We loved her.
Yes.
She was great.
Can you believe she got her first Oscar? She was just like a little baby child.
What was the
Little
movie
baby.
she got it for that movie where she played a pregnant girl, right? Like the heart.
She
Okay, hold
she
on.
she played the child of a mom who was mute.
Yes. It wasn't
I forget what it's called.
the piano.
Yeah, I think so.
Hold on.
Yeah, the piano.
So, this was like a really fun and exciting episode.
It really was.
There's so many more men that we can talk about that are like the conventionally. But see, here's the thing. Like, I want to read this article before we go because it encompasses it so perfectly. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay, so she essentially says, and the TikToker is her handle is Mads Rings Waldigan.
Okay.
But she says, hotness and ugliness aren't opposites. Someone can be hot and ugly at the same time. And she has these dimensions of hotness. So there is ugly to handsome. So this is in the traditional sense of the word, right? Boring to interesting looking. Someone can be attractive yet boring looking, which makes them less hot. So you know what? Okay, this is a hot take, and somebody might hate me for it, but I would put the Hemsworth brothers in that category.
100%. I
Because
think that they are very boring.
But that's the thing is like you have the it's like a cookie cutter version of hot. You know, like all the Chris's. All of the Chris's are cut from the same cloth, except for Chris Pine. Chris Pine is perfect. Okay. All right. I'll die on that hill. I love Chris Pine. And then the other one is personality and context. How do they act? How do they treat people? And then they go on to say it's usually that third dimension, personality and context, that truly affects how hot somebody is. And then she goes on to give examples, and she brings up Henry Cavill. He's the hottest when he's nerding out over building a gaming PC or when he's cuddling his dog.
True.
See,
love
like
that.
he's not hot when he's dressed up as when he's granted, okay, like sweaty Henry Cavill just coming home from the gym, absolutely. But he's not like just hot whenever he's just doing whatever. What makes him hot is the fact that he's just like a nerd, you know? Um, let's see. Yeah, that was the article, and I thought was really. Not all guys have terrible takes to this, though. Never mind. You can cut that part out.
That reminds me of something I would always say, and like what guys I would say it to, they would not get it, but I think you guys will get it. I'll say there are men that are attractive and men that I'm attracted to. And
Yes.
when I would say that, they'd be like, "What? I'm not attractive?" And I'm like, "It's not about that. It's like
Yeah.
this the attraction's like inside you. It's not just with my eyeballs, you know?"
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It's I also think that that kind of develops more the older you get, you know? Like there would have been a time in my life when I would have been like completely destroyed by the idea of Chris Hemsworth and just been like hyperfixation, like, you know what I mean? Like now the older I've gotten, you start to kind of develop yourself and your personality and like what you find attractive in a person beyond just their looks. And honestly, I Henry Cavill is gorgeous, but when I think about how gorgeous he is, I don't think about just his looks. I feel like his looks are like a really nice like sprinkles on top. You know what I mean? You know?
Yes.
Cherry on top.
It's the cherry on top of like an already delicious sundae.
I love that
It's a
so
banana
much.
split, baby.
I love it.
Anyways, this was so fun.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. What are we talking about next week, guys?
Are we talking about Akatar?
No.
We can't.
I
No.
don't think we're ready for that because you're only in the first book, so you have 4 more books to go at least. So we got time.
Yeah. What did we decide for?
Let me see.
Listen, I don't know because my list must be our old one from like the first time we talked about this season.
Do we want to do? I mean, we can do Akatar. We just have to talk to Cole.
We
We still have a whole book to read.
Yeah, we do. I won't finish it in the next. Yeah.
So what I have down for episode 4 after Akatar was musicians last 15 years. So that way we don't get into the 80s when we talk about the 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
80s, 90s heartthrobs.
Should we do a music episode? Because I can talk about Harold right now if you want me to.
No, I think we should do a music episode so you can talk about Harold.
There you go.
Because I
Okay.
feel like Harry isn't really conventionally attractive,
No, he's not.
you know? But like he's hot for sure. Like the tattoos and the personality.
I really liked him with long hair. He looked really cute with his long hair and his tattoos.
His One Direction phase. Love that.
I didn't listen to them, but when I would see him with the long hair, I'm like, and he started getting tatted
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, this was so fun. This was so fun. I think that we do this again. We revisit conventionally attractive people in the future. We may even like dedicate an entire episode to 1 or 2 of the guys that we talked about today, but we won't tell you too much about that.
Yeah, no.
It might be this season. It might be next season. It might be 2 seasons from now. Who fucking knows? But we've only got the first 5 episodes laid out because of the stupid strike. It's not stupid, but it's just stupid because we can't lay out the rest of our season. But anyways, do we want to take it away into socials?
Socials.
I'll go first. Hi. Hello. I'm Danielle. You can find me on Instagram, Miss Danielle, MISSDANYELL. My TikTok is DEEE Young. As I stated, you guys have mostly found us on TikTok, so if you want to check us out at the Quinn Podcast, you can follow our link in the bio to check out all of our other socials, including our Patreon. And don't forget to check out Blacklight Animals on Spotify. We're still going to continue to be featuring their music on our episodes. Tell us what you think, if you like the vibe. We're really enjoying our time with them and collaborating with them. So let us know what you think.
I hope you like it. Yes. Shannon, take it away.
Hi, I'm Shannon. Wow, that sounded really, really happy. sound like I was answering a phone. Hi. Um, my Instagram is Starry Eyes, StarryyYyes, EYES, and my TikTok is What's Up Shannon. Come stay with it.
Yay. I'm Laura Vanessa. Laura with an H at the end, Vanessa with an H at the I feel like if I don't say it, it's just like not.
They're not gonna find you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll find me because I say it every fucking episode, but it's just part of
But
the.
my night is not complete when we record if you don't say it. So
Yeah, you're right.
if you're not
Anyways,
doing
then.
it for them, do it for me.
You are right. So my handle is at Laura Vanessa, Laura with an H at the end, and Vanessa with an H at the end, babies. Hey, thank you so much for coming on. I do want to give like a brief shout out to Summer, listener, who texted me a few weeks ago. She's like, I need you to hear the fervor in my voice when I tell you that I want you to talk about Will Poulter. And I said, baby, say less. Absolutely, we will. And you know what? I think Danielle nailed it. I think that Will might be a recurring theme throughout this fucking season for us.
And I can't wait. I'm
I
so
can't
excited.
So anyways, thank you so much for listening. Come back. Come back next week. We got more. We got more to talk about.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Adam Driver t-shirt.
I love it.
Oh, goodness.
That was fun.
It was. We just got to
Yeah.
gush about men for an hour.
I know. Yeah. God, that was so fun.
I think they've wanted that from us for a while, not just on one man, but just to shoot the shit.
Multiple.
Yeah.
Just gushing about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're going to love this.
Okay. I'm gonna stop my recording.
Can't